Welcome back to Guitalele Tutorials. Today we'll look into a friendly tool to help us keep in time. Music is all about being in time. You can get away with incorrect chords or notes, but never can get away with an incorrect timing because rhythm is something that people feel. So, no matter what level you are or how many years of experience you have in music, always practice with a metronome. I expect you to use metronome from today onwards. If you don't know what a metronome is, simply think of it as a clock's second hand having configurable seconds in a minute. In fact, clock's second hand is a special metronome which is fixed at speed of 60 bpm, and that's how we get 60 ticks in a minute. Now let's imagine we could configure the second hand to 40 bpm. We get 40 ticks in a minute, or if we configure it to 80 bpm, we get 80 ticks in a minute. That's what is a metronome. Metronome comes in different variation. First is obviously the analog one. You can see a pendulum with a movable weight. By changing the placement of the weight, you can change the tempo. These are the classic ones and stylish, but comes with a price tag and also bulkier than the other two variations. However, the best if you are practicing in a group and one device keeps track of time for everyone. Second variation is a digital one. You press some buttons on it to adjust the tempo and beat pattern, and that's it. Portable and bit cheaper than the analog one. However, may not be sufficient for a band. Third variation is in your pocket. There are plenty of apps that can do that. Just search with metronome in Play Store and you get a lot of them. Every one of them is self-explanatory. Usually comes with plus minus symbols for tempo, and there is a beat pattern selector and a play button. Here is a demo from Guitar Tabs app. You can select any app for your use, and usually they all work the similar way. There is even one that Google search result of the word metronome returns if you are on a desktop. We mentioned about chordboard earlier. There is a drum configuration with metronome setting that works as metronome too. So, if you want to play along some music and also want your metronome ticks to be available, try the chordboard option. That's all about metronome and where you can find them. Now is how to use it. Your goal should be to follow the metronome beats. So, when the beats are there, you tap your foot or perform a downstrum, or in future when you learn how to fingerpue, use the beats as reference. I am playing with a metronome, okay, and I am changing chord on first beat in the bar, okay. So I am just using D and G chords for example. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that was one example of how to use metronome. That's for chord changes. Now let's say we do something with a finger picking, right? So let's play the C major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's it. Basically, your playing should supersede the metronome beats. After a few weeks of practice, you may feel you are done with metronome. But you should never leave your metronome and should always practice with it, because it works on three different ways. First, it develops your internal sense of timing. Second, we have a tendency to play fast the easy exercises and slow the hard ones. Metronome forces you to be consistent regardless of whatever you are playing. Third, it's actually a tracker tool. You can see your progress as you increase the tempo in your metronome for a particular exercise. That's it for today. Hope you are convinced that metronome is your friend for life. Let me know in the comments how well goes your first encounter with metronome.